Okay, so I was very curious about the story of about that affirmation that Princess Arya. By the way, Praetor is still alive. I just reloaded, and then I went here and I sold some more stuff. Yeah, I this armor that I got Sog, I didn't buy it. We found it in a random encounter. We had some orcs attack us, and there was an half ogre with them, and yeah, he was wearing this armor. But I think what happened with Praetor might be that the daughter wanted to marry the prince of Caladon, and he interfered, so she was pushed to flee and put her life in peril, I think. Maybe that's what happened, referring to being Praetor's fault that she was dead, something like that. I think there is a story behind it. I might wanna find it. And regarding the gifts, I gave a quick look to some guide, and whenever your followers' reaction changes goes under a certain number, I don't know which one, you can at that point only offer them through dialogue a gift. You have to ask them and a new dialogue will appear. So you don't have actually to give it to them from this bar. It never really happened to me, that's why it never worked, or I never really knew of this, because I've never had problems with followers' reactions, really. I mean, you decide whether you want to play evil or good, and then you have your companion. It's pretty clear here, unless you want to cause those reactions on purpose.
Yes, what would you have me do? What would you ask of me, sir?
Do you know something about Dernholm? No, you don't.
Yes, sir. What would you have me do? What can I answer for you?
Oh, what do you know about this city?
Alas, poor Dernholm. Once home to the legendary Dragon Knight, it has fallen on hard times since Praetor became king some 60-odd years ago. He despises old technology, and I think he's recently become sour on magic as well.
Kind of. Wow, you're so knowledgeable, Gar. What about you?
What do you need to know? Dernholm? A dying kingdom, and that's putting it nicely. King Praetor has made some, well, let's call them questionable judgments concerning the use of technology in his kingdom. It just goes to show what happens when you put too much store in the ways of magic.
I believe there must be balance, right? Like with everything, really. And then...
What is it that you want of me? What can I answer for you? I don't know much about this place except for the pits. The Dernholm pits are reputed to be the most miserable prison in Arcanum. Worse even than the Isle of Despair.
Okay. I don't think I ever asked the guys anything. Yes, this is Dernholm in Cambria, not much of a place to visit, but there's a great tavern around here called the Dragon's Breath. Oh, I spent many a night there at the bar having a wonderful time. Of course, I think I was the only one laughing, not too many happy people around there. You were drunk as always, Dog, probably. What should we do now, Virgil?
What can I answer? Well, as ill-advised as it may be, it seems we need to go and speak with the Dark Elves in Senag.
Yeah, we have the location now, so... We kind of forgot about Gilbert Bates now, did we? So, right about now, we need to go back to Tarant quickly, because I completely forgot to talk with the Demonologist, and it would be really stupid for us to go back to Caladon without having spoken with the that person. We needed to finish the White Church murders cases, right? I'm always afraid of saying Whitechapel instead of White Church. There we go, though. Look at this, we're not having any random encounter. This is a miracle. It's actually good, because the random encounters are becoming they're becoming bothersome, because they're not really a challenge anymore. It is experience, though, which is just fine, but we have more important things to do right now. And it's night. Oh, come on. Did Willoughby talk to us about Sebastian ever? Because otherwise we could stop at the boil. Yes, I just checked, and we have... give me the newspaper, please. We have the rumor about Sebastian. But I'm tempted with Perryman. Is Perryman there? I've never ever... still there. I've never picked him up, really, because he always shows up too late. Oh no, he's gone. I think we had our last chance to pick him up. Oh no, he's here. Perryman, I don't know, do you want to hang out with us for a while? Can I even make him stay with us for a while? Let's see what happens. Oh, come on, Perryman. Would you like to travel together with us? An interesting proposition. You do seem well-traveled, my friend, but what are you doing out in the world? What brings you all the way to Tarant? Well, it is kind of a long story. I see. So what you're telling me is that your whole adventure spawned from an untimely incident you experienced while on the blimp, the EIFest Zephyr? Well, yes. Well, I must say that I've never heard a more interesting story in all my life, and I thought I had been through quite a harrowing experience. Well, will you join me then? Yes, of course, I'd be honored to travel with you and see what becomes of us. I think Master Simeon would want a representative from Tulla among those destined to save the world. Oh. Oh, and we have him. And I just... oh, he has it's unidentified Perryman? Really? Well, I will give you this dagger of speed. Just... it's secondary dagger for Mr.Dixon, but... until we get him sorted... I think I've maxed my followers now, right? Let's see. His alignment is good, he's level 25. You're probably late to the party, Perryman. Dodge and melee. Nothing else. And let me see. Agility of fire, wall of fire, fire flash. So we have an aggressive mage. And we have a healer mage, that's Virgil. And he's a healer too. He's probably more useful than Virgil, really. And this. The Phantasm School. Being a mage in this game is very interesting. There are so many things you can do, but you have to choose. Unless you try to keep the balance, which you could. I've tried before and it worked out. Let me see Virgil 1 second. I wanted to compare. No, come on, Virgil. Hey. Are you... Oh, he's hurt. Oh no, he's not hurt. He has a helmet on. Why am I... Blah. So he's all of this. And nothing else, right? Because he... Yeah, you could have another... Like, I don't know, what could you have? I don't know, water or something. Something that goes along with necromantic white. Okay, mages, fighters, you all. Wow, we are I definitely don't need so many followers because we're already fighting very well, but I can't resist. I mean, I have high persuasion, high charisma, so what you do mostly with those two attributes is gather followers. That's why charisma and intelligence and persuasion combined make the perfect combination if you want to play a character that doesn't fight. Like you could play a lady, a high society lady, and never fight with a situation like this. Maybe I could let Gar go, but I want him to come to Tulla with us. Okay. Well, that's something new for me. I don't think Perryman has much dialogue, really, because he's a secondary follower. He's not very developed, but maybe he will say something. The demon... Oh, we have to wait for daylight. Perryman, let me... Where are you? What can you tell me about the Dark Elves, Perryman? Well, they're somewhat of a legend, aren't they? I mean, it's not as if you see them running around and announcing themselves. I do seem to remember one of the elders telling me of a book about the Dark Elves in the Tullan archives. One day it went missing and no one ever knew where. Strange, don't you think? Yes, I think we found a copy of that book. What do you know about Tarant? This is Tarant, my friend, one of the greatest cities in the history of Arcanum. Large human population, influenced greatly by the newer technologies, seemingly averse to the ways of magic. Well, no place is perfect. I've always wanted to see Tarant University. Oh, well, you see. By the way, you guys...
What is it that you wanted?
Let's see if Perman likes the same sword that you like, Virgil. Wait, we also have... Oh, no, that's not really useful. Yeah, he prefers it. He has melee and dodges as well, so he can fight. He prefers this one actually, but he doesn't have enough strength. Oh well, Perryman, if you cannot handle it, you cannot handle it. You're just gonna do a lot of critical failing and hurt yourself. Let's see what we have here. Local woman shows green thumb. Tullan blossom steals show. A remarkable specimen of floral effulgence entered into competition at the recent Old Tarant Flower Show and Garden Exposition, has roused much comment among visitors. I wish I could see this exposition. You know what Tarant lacks? Mrs. lacks? Like a part of the town where there's a huge building that's like a exposition, like mirroring, I don't know, the Paris exposition of the 1900s, right? Like something where all the wonders of the world of Arcanum were supposed to be. I mean, you would think that the museum is enough, but I would do something grander, like... I don't know, that would have been fun to create in the game. Named Pelogans Tullan Blossom, the flower resembles an orchid of alizarin crimson petals. Edged with bright yellow, yet in marked contrast to the well-loved Tarantian orchid, this strange flower is said to exude a heady and penetrating aroma, which fragrance somehow evoked for many visitors memories of their vigorous youth. Those visitors most strongly affected were heard to assert that such an effect could only come of magical arts. The bloom was the debut entry of Mrs. Florence Willowsby, wife of the chairman of the Tarantian Council. Far from dismissing speculation on possible magical elements in the plant's nature, Mrs. Willoughby seemed actively to encourage it, say onlookers. After a number of female visitors, upon sniffing the tulle blossom, were seen to exit the show with florid complexions and fluttering fans. Judges from the Tarantian Ladies' Garden Committee, organizers of the exposition, informally requested that Mrs. Willoughby withdraw her entry. The lady complied at once, and in fact deserted the hall, though witnesses indicate, not without barbed rejoinders. Maybe the plant has pheromones or something. I don't know. Mrs. Willoughby, those of long memory may recall, is no stranger to scandal. Some dozen years ago she created an uproar in polite society when she openly boasted of distant elvish ancestry. The Honourable Mr. Willoughby later publicly retracted the curious claim on his wife's behalf, citing a delirium brought on by the lady's accidental ingestion of imported herbs. Mrs. Willoughby embarked on a grand tour for her health and has only recently returned to society. Mr. Willoughby. There's something wrong about that guy. Okay, let's wait for the day. Okay. Oh, these guys are still here. You wanna fight? Let's fight. Parryman. I don't think I will ever give him a armor, but I would hope that it... Maybe I should take away weapons from him so he would use magic. I don't know. Let's go, come on. Hello, milady. We are in the library. I never checked the other books. Really? Oh, Perryman. You know what we could do? We could ask... we could ask Magnus for some... for some crafting.
How can I help you? What would you like me to do?
I want you to please smithing. Oh, I have to put these things in into your inventory. Ah, that's a little bit.
You?
Where is Gar?
Yes, sir.
How can I help you? How can I help you?
I want to do something for me. Want you to do something for me. You don't have enough experience to do this? Or do you need more still? I don't remember how it works. Sorry, guys.
Yes, sir.
Because I've not been playing this in a long time, and I'm not.
How can I help?
Really getting into technology.
How can I help you?
Right now. Will you be able to make it now? Not? No, still not. Because that's not it. Because I'm idiotic.
Yes, sir.
This is dwarven steel and not sheet metal.
Yes, sir.
Now is it? Oh well, we will pick it up. We'll pick it up in a shop. You're still here? Really? Let me talk to you. Excuse me there. Yeah, you are repeating. You have nothing to say about the negotiations, ever? Okay. Why am I so distracted today? That's not where I wanna go. Why am I so confused? I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, this is the building. Yeah, doesn't work. Alright then. Sog looks a little bit barbaric with that armor on. Okay. You are the Demonologist, I remember you. What may I do for you? I need some information about Lanamelach. Did you say Lanamelach? By the gods, why did you not say so sooner? You can tell me about him. It's very important. Actually, that's the first thing I said to you. Really? Yes, it is. Why do you persist in mucking about? This is serious business. What are you talking about? Why are you so hostile? What have I said to you? What's wrong with your dialogue? I believe he's the White Church murderer, come on. I had my suspicions those murders were demonic in nature, but I never suspected Lanamelach. This is bad news indeed. Why is this so bad? Lanamelach is one of the few demons that has the ability to possess a living being. As such, he can move among us undetected. In days of all the human sacrifices of thousands of victims were required to satiate him. Once he was summoned, he will be with us for a long time if we do not act to stop him. He was summoned here, to what end? That is a long story. Let us simply say that the summoner is paying the penance for the summoning. He is the beast's present host and has been for the past 500 years. I bet that elf wishes he was possessed of a shorter lifespan now. How do you know it is an elf? How did it come to possess this elf? As I said, it is a long story, but I think I have... Oh yes, here it is, The Legend of Terdvin. You can read the demon's story in here. Oh, another book. Can you give me the highlights? I can give you a brief overview. The king of Tarant went suddenly mad. His young mage suspected demonic possession, especially when the king started calling for virgin sacrifices so that he could eat the hearts of the poor victims. Yeah? Well, the elven mage decided to exorcise the demon himself, without much preparation. The king died in the process, and the mage was unable to contain the demon. It killed hundreds of people before the mage was able to stop him. But which king of Tarant? The most recent one? This is a bit confusing. What happened then? He took the demon into his own body, hoping to be able to control it. Certainly he was brave, but this is not a particularly brilliant course of action. Who in their right mind would try to take a demon into their body, thinking they could contain it? I don't know, I know people. The fact that he was an elf was unfortunate, as their longevity has given the demon a long life on Arcanum. So he's been at large all this time? Not exactly. He wandered Arcanum, killing wantonly until it is believed he was buried alive. Around the time he disappeared, an enormous underground explosion was recorded in the catacombs beneath Caladon. It would appear that he gained control over the beast long enough to drag himself underground and use his magics to collapse the tunnels. So that's why he's in the sewers? Exactly, I believe he was released when they began expanding the sewer system some months ago. He seems to have regained his partial control over the demon, as evidenced by his choice of victims. Obviously he has some sort of moral objection to their profession. How do I kill the beast then? You must stab it through the heart with the blade of Xerxes. Let me guess, it is in a dungeon somewhere, guarded by demons. Not just any dungeon, the Pit of Fires. Oh no, damn it. Deep within the Stonewall Mountains, forged deep within the underworld by fire demons, it is the only weapon in Arcanum that can be guaranteed to strike the demon down. If one was to try to defeat the demon with anything but the blade, it would be disastrous indeed. Why? If the blade is plunged into the heart of the host, the demon will be sent back to the underworld as the unfortunate host dies. If he is killed by any other method, the demon shall be loosed from the confines of his host, and he will be virtually unstoppable. Yeah, and so that would be bad. Infinitely so. Are you going to retrieve the blade to put an end to his rampage? Where in the Stonewall Mountains is the Pit of Fires? It's simple to find, really. The entrance is a bit southwest of the... No, that's not the best way. It's a bit west of the... Here, let me mark it on your map. It will be simpler that way. Indeed it will. Thank you, bye. Oh no, it's the Pit of Fires. I think I've mentioned this dungeon. It's a very tiny dungeon, but it's deadly, and it's full of fire demons that will destroy your armor. Okay. So this is the diagram with the offerings. And I think this is the first... This is the first circle. This is the second circle, and this is the third circle. I think. I'm not sure because I don't remember exactly. This could be the Bedokan god. This could be Gestiana. This is Torg, this is Bolo, I think. Maybe? No. I don't really remember. Anyway, I should do all these altars first, and then all of this, and then get here. But by the time I will do this, unless I do it offline. Maybe I could do this first circle offline and then follow with this. Because Morindal gives you a lot of bonus with prowling and backstabbing, and I was hoping to not have to invest points in that if I completed this. Maybe I will do it offline, and this is not a walkthrough after all. I don't intend to explain that I mean to solve that mystery for everybody. So we have to go to that dungeon now, do we? Oh, I'm dying inside. We need to identify Perryman's robe, and we need to buy some steel, right? I think there might be a smith here that maybe we can buy it. Yeah, this is a normal smith. I want to make a pair of gauntlets for Sog, and I want to use... no. He has nothing. I mean, we are in Tarant, so we, you know... Maybe I should just buy them. I wanted to make them though, to, you know, make some use of Magnus.
How can I help you?
Pure ore. Sheet metal. Mystery on the Hadrian. Oh, I'm interested. We are in Tarant. We must get our news straight. Let's read it now and get it out of our system. Mystery on the Hadrian. Magic observed in strange ritual. Police reported a curious encounter that took place down near the banks of the Hadrian River, which runs through Tarant. It seems a local constable observed a man engaged in what he described as behavior of a most peculiar type. The constable stated, "I observed this individual for several minutes from my vantage point, which was not far from where the suspect was standing. He was holding a bag of sack of some type in one hand and was pulling feathers out of it with the other. He would then hold the feather in his outstretched hand in front of his face and appeared to be concentrating some kind of magic upon it, whereupon the feather would erupt in a blue flash and disappear from his hand. I observed this queer ritual several times before I decided to fire a warning shot over his head. Fortunately, my weapon would not operate." The constable went on further to explain that the man escaped, but in his haste had dropped the satchel from whence he had been pulling the feathers. The sack was found to contain a number of different feathers. Examination of the feathers by the Honorable Professor Tristan Fenwick of the Tarantian Zoological Society showed that the feathers were indeed of a variety of birds, even some heretofore unknown species. This information, coupled with the constable's account of his weapon misfiring, a known side effect of strong magic in the vicinity, led Fenwick to believe this man and this strange ritual may have something to do with the recent migratory anomalies that have been occurring in the Hadrian aviary hatcheries, which others, mainly magic users, have attributed to the so-called poisoning of the Hadrian by local factories. The police have stated that they will continue their investigation. This is extremely interesting, but I don't think it leads to anything.